This play is sponsored by the California Civil Liberties Public Education Program, a state-funded grant project of the California State Library.
This is LA Theater Works. I'm Susan Loewenberg. It was Jackie Robinson who changed the rules of the game. In 1947, the second baseman signed with the Brooklyn Dodgers and broke Major League Baseball's color barrier for good. The architect of this great experiment, as it was called, was the Dodgers' general manager, Branch Rickey. Our story this week recounts a more or less fictitious event just before opening day. A secret meeting between Branch Rickey and a group of prominent African Americans, including Joe Louis, Bill Bojangles Robinson, and Paul Robeson. And now, LA Theater Works presents Mr. Rickey Calls a Meeting by Ed Schmidt, starring Ed Asner as Branch Rickey, Sterling Macer as Jackie Robinson, and Carl Lumbly as Paul Robeson.
Robinson hit that ball. It went zooming across the left field wall. Yeah, boy.
Yes, Jackie hit that
This
ball.
here's my autograph book. Bought it when I was 17 years old. Fanciest one in the fanciest shop on Fifth Avenue. Cost me nearly $20, and that was a time, 1947, when $20 was enough to make even a white man smile. Yeah, but that's another story. There must be nearly 100 names in here. And I told Clancy Jr. when I passed it on to him years ago at his 18th birthday, I told him I wouldn't sell it for 5,000 $20 bills. Well, me and Lorraine just went to visit the boy and his family, and I found the book stuffed away in the bottom of a clothes closet. Imagine that, picking up dust like it wasn't nothing more than a third pair of shoes. Got me so perturbed I stole the damn thing back. 10 to 1, he didn't notice it yet, and he ain't getting it back till he does. Look at here. Bill Bojangles Robinson, Joe Louis, Jackie Robinson, Paul Robeson, and the only white man in the book, the late, great general manager of the Brooklyn Dodgers, Branch Rickey. But not a soul called him Branch. Sane man didn't dare. No, sir. Mr. Rickey was Mr. Rickey. All of them's passed on now, but back in them days, most famous men in America, maybe in the entire world. Clancy Hope? Ain't nobody ever heard of me. You'll find no mention of Clancy Hope in the history books. See, I was what you might call a witness. I confess I ain't a youngster no more. 66 come May. And when a fellow my age opens his mouth, 9 chances to 10, he's either lying or forgetting. Even me, I got a tendency to, well, you know, tell a tale. And once I get going, it's the devil's task to shut me up. But I'm all who knows this particular story, or at least cares enough to remember. So I figure it's time it got told, rather than being tossed in the corner, sitting in the floor in the dark somewhere. Now my story is an old-fashioned story. No car crashes, nobody takes their clothes off, and no vulgar language. Well, only when necessary. See, in my story, people mostly just sit and talk. Now, if that offends some folks, I'm sorry, but that's how it happened. You don't care to sit and listen, you can get up, go on and join Clancy Jr., because I don't need you. It was 3 o'clock on a rainy afternoon, April 9th, 1947. I was 17 years old.
I lived on Amsterdam and 145th Street. Worked right here at the Hotel Roosevelt, Midtown Manhattan. The Brooklyn Dodgers and their minor league club, the Montreal Royals, just come back from a month of spring training in Cuba. And opening day is less than a week away. Every baseball fan in America is speculating on whether Mr. Rickey will call up Jackie Robinson as the Major League's first color ball player. This morning's newspaper has a scoop that Jack is suffering from 2 injuries, a painful twisted ankle from a close play at first base, and an even more painful reaction to that Cuban food. Clancy Hope. Why, I'm just getting ready to put in 6 hours of work for 50 cents.
Imagine the headlines that the press boys got hold of
What was
that.
I supposed to do, shake his hand?
What you promised you'd do? Hold your tongue and turn the other cheek?
I'm through with that. Now, you want somebody without guts enough to fight back, then you
I want someone with guts enough not to fight back. You could have broken your hand.
He's lucky I didn't break his jaw.
Robinson in fist fight on team train. You want that with tomorrow's cornflakes?
Yeah, I should have slugged him when he put his spikes in me, but I just lay there. My ankle all twisted, I didn't say a word.
Then why did you go and take a swing?
Because he called me a coward in front of the whole team.
I don't care if he said it on page 1 of the sporting news. You promised to hold your tongue and turn the other cheek.
I'm sick of turning the other cheek. I've been doing that for the past year, and what did it get me?
It'll get you a one-way ticket out the door if it happens again.
Oh, I deserve to make that club, Mr. Rickey. I proved it.
On a field.
That ought to be good enough.
Well, it isn't. There are plenty of Negroes good enough to make it to the majors. I need one who's good enough to be the first. And that means more than numbers in a buck score. You're bound to get hit again, Robinson. If you hit back, you'll only start a war which we cannot win. Or you can run away like a coward, which I know you're not. Or you can prove that you're courageous and strong and right by taking the hit and turning the other cheek. The only way to meet resistance, son, is with non-resistance. I know how rough it's been on you, and how much rougher it will be, but there's no other way. Non-resistance. That's how you'll earn a spot on the varsity.
I haven't seen my wife and kid in over a month now. My stomach's in knots, my ankle's all swollen, and the first thing after I step off the train is you drag me over here to sit through a meeting. I can't put up with being kept in the dark any longer, Mr. Rickey.
I haven't steered you wrong yet, have I?
No, sir, but...
Then you must trust me.
But after a year of this...
Well, we made a deal, Robinson.
That if I played my best and kept my mouth shut, you'd move me up. Now, I held up my end, Mr. Rickey. Now, when are you going to hold up yours?
When I'm convinced you won't fight back.
So what I did all last season in Montreal doesn't convince you?
What you did today on the train doesn't convince me. If I could be certain you'd control your temper, keep your fist to yourself, I'd move you up this minute.
Move me up and I'll convince you.
I can't afford that chance. Patience, son, is a virtue.
Oh, damn it, Mr. Rickey. I'm 28 years old already. I'm not a boy. And I can't wait around forever and be patient. Now, are you going to make me a Brooklyn Dodger, or am I going to spend another miserable season in the goddamn minor league?
You mind your language.
I'll say whatever the hell I please.
You're on my payroll. You'll do as I say.
I've done everything you said. I gave you a year of my life. What more do you want? No, I played wherever you told me to. I kept my mouth shut. I turned the other cheek. I stayed in separate hotels and ate in separate restaurants. I had headaches every day, ulcers, my hair fell out. I had to see a doctor. I thought I was losing my mind. And until today, I never fought back, not once, on the field or off. But now all I hear is patience, Robinson. And let's see what these fellas have to say, and maybe next year or the year after that. Now, I gave you everything you asked for, but what have you given me?
A chance to play ball.
I was doing that in the Negro leagues, and nobody spiked me in the ankle.
Then go back.
And if they did, I would have slugged them.
There are plenty more where you came from.
Name one.
I could name 100. And if you don't believe me, I'll ship you off to the Indianapolis Clowns or wherever the Sam Hill you came from and start all over.
I'll save you the train fare.
You want to be a Brooklyn Dodger, act like one.
Then treat me like one. Not like a water boy. I'm better than every player on that goddamn club, and you know it. And if that's not good enough, then find somebody else.
I should have known. You're no different than the rest. Want everything handed to you. Too lazy to work for it, too weak to stick it out. Go on, leave. Walk out the door. I don't need you.
That's not what Leo says. Leo says you can't win the pennant without me. Read the papers, Mr. Rickey.
Doesn't matter what Leo says. Leo's been suspended.
By who?
The commissioner reads the papers, too. And he didn't like what Leo had to say, so he suspended him for the season. I'm your only ally, Robinson. Half the Dodger boys would rather be traded than share a locker room with you. Every pitcher in the league is begging for the chance to stick a fastball in your ear, and every umpire will let them get away with it. The press boys are taking bets on how long before you fall on your face. And now your manager's been packed off on a year's vacation. But go ahead. Walk out the door if that's what you want. Walk out that door and be a street sweep. Ugh. Be a shoeshine boy. Be a bellhop, a dime a dozen. That'll suit you fine. Do what you want, Robinson. You can wear a little monkey jacket the rest of your life. Or you can do what I say and wear this jersey. Now, if it's too big for you, I'll find someone it fits. Newcomb, Campanella.
All right, Mr. Rickey. I admit it.
Eh?
I broke my promise. I made a mistake. It won't happen again.
Some country boy spots you in the ankle, then calls you a coward, and you make like John L. Sullivan, and now you want me to believe it? It'll never happen again? I don't think you're up to the task, Robinson. You'd never survive the fans in St. Louis or Philadelphia. They'd make you pray for the days when coward was the worst you were called. Coward? Is that all he said? Is that what made you break our solemn oath? Coward? I could just imagine what you'd have done if he called you a yellow-bellied nigger. Because that's what you are, Robinson. A yellow-bellied nigger. Did you hear me? Get back on the boat, watermelon picker. You don't belong on this field, 8-ball, coon, jungle boy, snowflake. Your wife's a cotton-picking whore, Robinson. And your baby boy is half white. Come on, chicken thief. Fight back. Be a man. Throw a punch. Show some guts. You're no good shiftless yellow nigger. You're a coward. Welcome to the big leagues. Here's your jersey, Robinson, number 42. Now, if I wasn't sure you'd hold it in for 3 minutes in a hotel room, how could I trust you for 3 years in the majors?
3 years?
I'm going to need 3 more years. Turn the other cheek, tongue between your teeth, and your fist in your pocket for 3 more years.
But that was never part of the deal.
It is now. Leave it outside. Leave it outside. Get in the bathroom. Get in the bathroom. Go ahead.
Room service, sir.
I said leave it out.
1 cherry cola, another virgin CO cocktail, and 2 more painted red. Toast, 4 slices. Burnt toast, sir. Just the way you ordered it. Blacker than an Alabama Negro. That'd be $1 even.
Yeah, here you go, kid. Now
most folks, if the bill is, $1, most folks, what ain't niggardly and all. You see, Mr. Mr. Rickey? Oh, my Lord. You Mr. Branch Rickey, ain't you? Oh, Mr. Rickey, I confess, I am a Yankees fan, but
What's your name?
Clancy, sir. Clancy Hope.
Pleased to meet you, Clancy Hope. Can you do me a favor?
Oh, Mr. Rickey, you cracked the whip, I'll make the trip.
No one is to know I'm here. Not the desk clerk, not the hotel manager, not even your fellow bellhops. No one. If I were to give you a nickel, could you keep that under your hat?
Ooh, even if a pretty girl passes by.
Attaboy, then off you go.
But there is one favor I'd like to ask you, Mr. Rickey. Mm-hmm. I got a $2 bet with my big brother Cleveland. Mm-hmm. He says you'll call up Jackie Robinson to the Brooklyn Dodgers, but Cleveland, he's 19. Mm-hmm. He says there ain't a chance on earth because you just another one of those...
Another what?
Another, sir, another white man.
I can't deny it.
You would gain an extra Dodgers fan if you did. I'd drop the Yankees like a live grenade.
Shouldn't we all?
Yes, sir. With a Negro ball player, you'll gain 1,000 fans. The way I see it, long as a Negro can hit a ball and catch one, he should be able to play like any other man. And by what Jackie did up in Montreal last season, he can play with the best of them. Negro man do lots of things better than you expect. Look at the prize fighters. Why, the greatest fighter in the whole wide world, the heavyweight champion, is a Negro.
You don't say.
Joe Louis, the Brown Bomber.
The name sounds familiar, yeah.
He's the finest boxer ever lived. Mm-hmm. Everybody agrees on that. White folks and color. Why he even knocked out Hitler's boy in the first round.
No.
Oh, yeah, Max Mellon. And he just come back from South America where he whooped up on a whole bunch of fellas in some exhibition bouts. There ain't nobody can take Joe Louis.
You ever met him?
Met him? Joe Louis? Oh, I don't even have a radio to listen to his fights on. I gotta go over to my Uncle Rita's place on 135th
Well,
Street.
perhaps someday. Remember, son, not a word to anyone.
But can't you even pitch me a wink about Jackie, sir?
You'll have to wait and see.
I got a feeling my big brother Cleveland's pocket's gonna be $2 heavier.
You do you?
Especially with your manager Leo the Lip getting kicked out today for...
Where'd you hear that?
Or hear what, sir?
About DeRocher.
From the sports writers in the lobby.
In this lobby?
Downstairs, yeah. It must be half a dozen of them.
Judas Priest, they're not supposed to be here yet. Did you see Wendell Smith?
Which one's that?
Colored fellow, well-dressed older gentleman.
He's a sports writer? Well, how about that? I took him for the new boot black.
Run downstairs and tell Smith I'll be in the lobby no later than 4 o'clock. Less than an hour, as originally planned. Tell him no one should leave because I may have a story that'll wipe the DeRocher suspension right off the front page. But for Pete's sake, whatever you do, don't let on where you saw me. Now, if I give you another nickel...
Oh, I do this for free. Money don't mean nothing to me.
A man after my own heart.
Lots of things more important than money, yes, sir, Mr. Rickey. Such as, I would like to know if Jack is moving up.
Well, we'll just have to wait and see.
Well, seeing as how you own the club.
I'm the general manager.
Well, still and all, you the one with the dope sheet. So I'd appreciate an honest tip. Or, well, maybe Mr. Smith and all the other sports writers in the lobby would like to know who's staying in room number 902.
Wait a while.
Because I'm sure you can tell that when I decide to spill the beans, I'll make a mess of it. I mean, just knowing there'll be a Negro Brooklyn Dodgers worth 1,000 nickels, I'll keep that under my hat, too, sir. But like I say, if I ain't got a reason to keep my mouth shut, well, Lord knows, it just opens right on up and tells all sorts of tales all by itself.
You're a clever one, Clancy Hope.
They always said you was a fine judge of character.
Uh-huh. I have another deal for you.
Aim and fire, Mr. Rickey.
I cannot tell you the fate of Jackie Robinson.
Well, in that case.
But I can get you his autograph.
Uh-huh. You tell me that now, then I go home and wait for it in the mail and it never comes. Oh, no. They don't call you El Cheapo for nothing.
Wait right here. Here you go, son.
Oh, go on. Now, how do I know you didn't sign this yourself? You got Jackie Robinson hidden in the bathroom sitting on the pot? My mama didn't raise no fool, Mr. Rickey. You got him in there. I want to see him for myself and shake the man's hand.
Robinson, get out here.
I'm on the toilet, Mr. Rickey.
Well, get off and get out here. Jackie Robinson, meet Clancy Hope.
Nice to meet you.
That was Jackie Robinson!
Now run off and deliver that message.
Oh, Mr. Rickey, I'll jump off the Brooklyn Bridge if you ask me to. Jackie Robinson!
Clancy, hush, hush. Off you go and not a word. Judas Priest. Robinson. They'll be here any minute. Are you with me or not?
All I care about, Mr. Rickey, is playing ball in the major leagues. I'll do anything for that chance.
Off the field, you live like a monk. No alcohol, no nightclubs, no gambling, no foul language. Jacket and tie at all times. Sign every autograph that's requested. Not an unkind or indecent word about anyone. Under no circumstances are you to have your photograph taken with a white woman. In fact, I don't want you seen with any woman but your wife. Nothing whatsoever that could embarrass this organization or give ammunition to the enemy. Because if they spot a weakness in you, Robinson, if you're quick-tempered or if you're sloppily dressed or vulgar or intemperate, they'll all say, see? Even their best one, the one Rickey handpicked, even he doesn't deserve to be in the major leagues. They not only run me out of the game, but you as well. On the field, same rules as Montreal. Regardless of what happens, what's said or done to you, turn the other cheek. Keep your mouth closed. Never fight back. For 3 more years.
All right, Mr. Rickey.
From this day forward, it's Rickey and Robinson. Whether in Ebbets Field or Sportsman's Park or on the 9th floor of the Hotel Roosevelt, we win or lose together. There's no black and white anymore. This is a blood oath, Robinson. And from now on, you bleed Dodger blue.
I'm gonna call Rachel.
No. Not yet. We have to meet with these three fellas.
But I'm moving up, Mr. Rickey. You already decided.
I know that, and so do you. But they do not. You can't expect me, after they've rushed over here on a moment's notice, to break the news that the decision was made 2 minutes before they walked in the door. Oh, your old friend Joe would understand, certainly, and so would Bill. But there's no telling how Robeson will react. If he has no say in the matter, he'll have no reason to back us. I warn you, he's as easy to handle as a fistful of fish hooks. The opposition he could generate if he's not on our side, demonstrations, picket lines, dissension among the Negro ranks, could make life miserable for the both of us. I don't know what he'll have up his sleeve, but you can bet there'll be something. Consider Robeson your first test. Don't drop your bat and charge the mound on him. Leave Robeson to me. Who is it?
Mr. Rickey? Mission accomplished, sir. I told Mr. Smith that...
Fine, son. Mum's a word. How's that ankle?
I can play on it.
I ordered you a soda water with castor oil and burnt toast. Controls the bowels like a charm. Go on, eat it. Trust me. An hour from now, you'll feel like a new man.
Mr. Rickey, I was on my way downstairs when I seen this big old colored fella approaching your room. I told him no one's allowed, but he's beginning to get huffy.
Who is it?
I don't know. He's got his hat pulled down halfway over his face. I can barely tell he's colored.
Son, did you inquire as to his identity?
Why, no, sir.
Well, then inquire.
Hey, you! Fatso! What's your name?
Joe Lewis.
Joe...
Hello, Joe.
Hey, Joe, how the hell are you?
Hey, say, I ain't the first one here, am I?
You're 3 minutes late, but you are the first.
Well, when they all gonna get here?
Soon, Joe, soon. In the meantime, have a cherry cola.
Look, I'm on a tight schedule today, Mr. Rickey, and I ain't got time to wait around. I gotta get cross town before the afternoon's over.
Well, if we can keep Paul from making speeches, we should be finished in a wink.
Everything all right, Joe?
Yeah.
Hello, Mr. Rickey.
Paul.
Branch. Just making certain that the playing field is level, Branch.
Of course, that's what this meeting is all about.
Hello, Joe.
Hey, Paul.
All's well in South America? You didn't lose the belt, I hope.
Paul, I don't believe you've met Robinson.
I haven't, no. Paul Robeson. Proud to meet you. I've heard a great deal about you.
I've heard about you, too.
I trust it hasn't been all bad.
Not all.
I apologize for being late, Branch, but I must say I was not familiar with the service entrance and the back stairs at this hotel.
Necessary precautions, you understand. Cherry cola?
How much was that, Branch?
No. Compliments of the Brooklyn Dodgers.
I trust them in the proper place.
Bill, come on in.
Joe Lewis, the brown bomber, the dark destroyer, the chocolate chopper, the shuffling shadow, the coffee color K.O. King. Paul, my friend, how do you do?
Fine, Bill. And you?
Everything is copacetic. And there he is, the man of the hour, Jackie Roosevelt Robinson, tie cob in Technicolor, the Bojangles of the Bath Pass. My apologies, Mr. Rickey, but duty forces me to say hello to the colored folk first.
Good to see you, Bill. Help yourself to a cola.
Thank you, but no thank you. I am not much of a soda man, but if I may, I did recognize a bellboy wandering about the hallway in a dazed and befuddled state.
That's Clancy Hope.
Well then, Clancy Hope, downstage center boy, double time. Do me a favor, Clancy, my boy. Ask the kitchen help to send up a large bowl of vanilla ice cream.
Ice cream?
Large and vanilla.
Put it on my bill. And Clancy, while you're at it, bring up 5 more cherry colas. I have a feeling we'll be making a toast before the afternoon is over.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Rickey. That's an IOU. I've been down on my luck today. Never much fun losing out on money, now is it? I must admit, I took a plunge at the track. Dropped it all on a filly in the third. She turned out to be a nag, did she? Oh, ain't that the truth? Sooner or later, every filly turns out to be a nag.
Say, Bo, I want to see your stage act. I'll buy a ticket.
Yes, sir, champ. I apologize, Mr. Rickey. I tend to get carried away amongst friends.
Apology accepted. Have a seat, everyone.
Our story continues next time. I'm Susan Loewenberg, producing director of LA Theater Works.